You're watching the Western Athletic Conference here on ESPN. We're 1 week away from postseason play, but these two teams already in postseason form. The ACU Wildcats, winners of 6 in a row, taking on the Seattle U Redhawks, winners of 4 of their last 5. Welcome to Abilene Christian University. WAC basketball on a Thursday night here at Moody Coliseum. Andy Penny alongside Joseph Chapa. 3 weeks ago, the ACU Wildcats were 3-9 in conference. Coach Brett Tanner said, pack your bags, make the reservations for WAC Vegas. We're going to be there. They've responded with 6 wins in a row. For Seattle U, winners of 4 of their last 5, closing in on their 3rd consecutive 20-win season. We're in for a good night of basketball here, Joseph.
Andy, the hot win streak that ACU is on all comes down to the faith that they have in that locker room. Does not matter the X's and O's, the strategy, it all comes down to the faith and confidence that you have. Seattle U is a well-oiled program, well-oiled machine. It's going to be a great night here at Moody Coliseum.
Seattle U in that top 4, they should get a bye in the first round of WAC Vegas. We'll talk about resume seeding as the night plays out. ACU, they're in. They'll be in Las Vegas as well in that 5 through 8 seeding, which again, we will talk about as the night plays out. Joseph, we've got a good matchup tonight on the floor for Seattle U. Cameron Tyson. For the Wildcats, Hunter Jack Madden.
Yeah, Andy, Cameron Tyson, he's a guy that says, all right, just give me the ball and I'm going to go to work. Isolation plays. Hunter Jack Madden can do it all. He can do both. He says, hey, I need to take a guy one-on-one, or coach, hey, just call me a play and I'll go out and score. These are 2 high 3-level scores out here, and it's going to be a fun night of bucket getters.
2 leaders for their programs. We're covered with leaders on this floor as well. And speaking of on the floor, a 3rd member of our party tonight, it's Daisy Strine. Hey, Daisy.
Hey, Andy, thank you. Just like you said, ACU coming into this game with 6 consecutive conference wins under their belt, a really awesome end to their season leading into the WAC tournament coming up next week. 2 standout players, Ali Dibba and Leo Bedial. Ali with maintaining 17 average points in the last 6 games, Leo Bedial averaging 20 points in the last 2 games. Seattle U is ranked 3rd in resume seeding for the WAC overall. So if ACU can get a win tonight, that'll be huge for them in WAC seeding. Looking forward to next week. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Seattle U is in the 3rd place spot in the WAC resume seeding. They're ahead of UTA in that. 4th place in the standings. ACU currently at 6. WAC basketball on a Thursday night is underway. Chatfield and Bedial. Bedial wins the tap. ACU in the home whites. Bedial, McLean, Madden, Simmons, and Deba on the floor. This series tied 2 games apiece. Seattle U the better of ACU the first time they played, that up in Seattle. As Seattle U the better of ACU 75-52 back in early February. Schumacher, Tyson, Christopoulos, Chatfield, and Williamson the starting 5 here for the visiting Redhawks. Seattle U at 18-11, 11-7 overall. The Wildcats, again, winners of 6 in a row. Trying to get back to 500 and 1 game up in the conference standings. There's an alley-oop lob pass knocked away by Simmons. And a look at Chris Victor in his 3rd season with the Redhawks. 2 years ago, he was the interim head coach, led Seattle U to a 23-9 record, and won the WAC Coach of the Year as interim head coach at Seattle. He's got the Redhawks at 18-11 this year, 2 wins away from their 3rd consecutive 20-win season. A Redhawk team that's won 4 out of 5, Joseph.
Yeah, fantastic coach. And again, this is a well-oiled run machine here at Seattle U. Very professional basketball team, and we're going to see some action here tonight.
Williamson with just 1 on the clock, didn't realize it till late. Gets a shot off the baseline and an offensive rebound, Schumacher. Chatfield misses. Bedial the board. Both of these teams average in the mid-70s as far as points is concerned. ACU at 73.5. Seattle U at 74. Redhawk defense, one of the better in the conference. It's Hunter Jack Madden will get our scoring started. Our impact player hits a 3 from the left side.
Right on, Andy. If you get Hunter Jack Madden going early, if you're ACU, you're in great stride.
Back the other way, Christopoulos high off the glass. That's the first 2 for Seattle U.
And that's what makes Seattle U a very good team in this conference. They can answer back whenever a team starts to gain that momentum.
ACU's last losing stretch was their trip to Seattle U and Utah Valley, a week where they shot 25% in both of those games. It was probably the lowest point of the season, but since then, 6 in a row. Simmons goes strong. He'll go to the line. There's a look at Brett Tanner, who has just been all sorts of confidence over the last few weeks. Even in the Valley 3 weeks ago, Brett Tanner said, let's pack our bags, let's make our reservations. We're going to be at WAC Vegas.
And it starts at the top, right, Andy? If the whole team believes in them, but the coach doesn't believe in them, it's not going to work. Starts at the top with Coach Brett Tanner. Just a wonderful job he's done with this team over the past couple of weeks, instilling faith and confidence in his program. And we see they've done a nice turnaround. And whenever you're on a win streak, you can sit like that, as Coach Tanner sitting right there, just kind of relaxing. But the job's not done yet. ACU rolling good.
Wildcats will show a little pressure out of the 2-for-2 trip from Simmons. Hard to believe this is the final week. Wildcat fans will see Arion Simmons on the Moody Coliseum floor. He's in his 5th season. Here's Schumacher. Christopoulos pull-up shot from 12 out, rolls out, no good. Seattle U again winners of 4 of their last 5. They fell to UT Arlington in their last game. Simmons will drive again, contact, no whistle. And now Arion will pick up his first.
Yeah, you got to set the tone early here defensively. I think that's what ACU is trying to do, especially against a high-powering offense of Seattle U. Again, Cameron Tyson leading the way in the half court, averaging 18 points per game. But they got players all over out in the perimeter that can put the ball on the floor, and they're not afraid to do it.
There's a look in the corner. Tyson, our impact player, Cam Tyson.
Well, both of our impact players starting off hot from deep. And again, Cameron Tyson's the guy, just give me the ball, let me go to work.
Coming off a 32-point game versus UTA last game out. Now Williamson a block. Last touch by Simmons. And Williamson, who leads the team in blocks, is 46th. 6th in the WAC in that category. He's a rim protector, and he's got his first tonight.
Yeah, and his size and frame, head coach Chris Victor utilizes him the right way, protecting the paint, crashing the glass, knowing your role in this program, and he does it the right way.
Turnover here on the entry pass, too high for Chatfield. Again, that game for Cam Tyson last Thursday. The last time Seattle U played was a week ago, last Thursday against UT Arlington, but Tyson put up 32 points in 38 minutes. He scored his 1,500th point in his career. His third season with Seattle U, 1,500 points in a Red Hawk uniform. Cam Steele on the floor for the first time. He wears number 5 for the Wildcats. Another senior for Brett Tanner. Diva strong off the glass. One and done, Chatfield the board. Williamson right side. Finds Tyson, extra pass. Christopoulos, the 3.
Well, Tyson can make plays for himself, and that allows the defense to collapse on him. And then Tyson's so good that he makes plays for others. ACU's going to have to figure out how they're going to guard Tyson to avoid some of those open shots.
Redhawks second in the conference in 3-pointers made, already with 2 tonight. Madden has the Wildcats 3, and now a turnover. That pass off the mark from Steele. It's been a 3-point contest here in the first 4 minutes. Seattle U, they've got an early 3-point lead here in Abilene. Seattle U an early 8-5 lead. Back-to-back threes have given them a 3-point lead here in Abilene. Andy Penny alongside Joseph Chapa. Joseph, let's look at tonight's keys to the game.
We'll start with the road team. Seattle U off to a hot start. They check that box. Physicality and running the offense through Tyson. Those are your 2 keys that are really going to put you on top here tonight, and they put you on top here so far in the conference standings. For ACU, it's all about shot selection. Head coach Brett Tanner says, we can make great shots, we just got to take the smart ones. Crash the glass and turning defense to offense. That's really the ACU identity. That's been the identity for decades plus. And again, if ACU can do all the little things the right way, they'll be in great stride here tonight.
It's been offense for the Wildcats in this 6-game winning streak. They've been 70+ in each of the last 4 games. This is a Seattle U team again who hangs their hat on defense. They're 3rd in the WAC in opponents' points per game at 67. So that's a tension spot tonight. Good pass here, Kavion McLean. Leo Bettiol finishes coming off a career high on Saturday, 23 for Leo versus Southern Utah.
Yeah, Andy, what a stretch that he's had. What a season that Leo Bettiol has had.
Entry pass and a finish. The alley-oop, Chatfield. The rim shaker.
Just a very underrated athletic ball club. They can get the job done on both ends. They're lengthy, they're tall, they're fast. They can do it all.
Steele a look at a three. Left side, left it short. One and done as Chatfield the board. Yeah, the hot start for Seattle U. That's where they play their best. Tyson on a drive, challenges Deba. Schumacher works the left side with Williamson. Gets around Bettiol, blocked though by Steele. And last touch by the Red Hawks. Kavion McLean leads ACU in assists. He has his first one tonight.
Well, the Red Hawks are trapping and blitzing Kavion out in the pick and roll. As a point guard, what you do is you try and get away from that trap because, okay, if I got 2 guys on me, someone's got to be open. You know your roll man and Bettiol is going to be open there in the paint. Just a great job and awareness to hit the open man.
Bettiol's first breather tonight. Aiden Igiehan, number 22, is in. Paris Dawson, number 2 for the Red Hawks, also in. Backdoor cut, McLean the finish.
That's always your number 1 option in every offensive play, Andy, is find the cutter. They got it there. It's a great pass there from Hunter Jack.
Shea Riley also in for the Red Hawks, number 23. Schumacher right side, only played 5 minutes in that game versus UT Arlington. And another finish at the rim, Chatfield. Chance for a 3-point play.
Well, playing inside and out. Again, moving his feet there on the left and just going up against, again, a very tall Wildcat team. Again, in the offseason, head coach Brett Tanner said, we got to get bigger. We got to get lengthier. The whack is only going to improve. And again, it all comes down protecting the paint here for ACU.
15 points out of the shoot. Seattle's hit 5 of their last 6 field goals. They've got a 6-point lead. Mentioned Schumacher only played 5 minutes versus UT Arlington last week. Was hit with a flagrant 2 foul just 5 minutes in. The Red Hawks really struggled with him off the floor. He'll lead the break here. Stephon Simmons and finishes with the left hand.
Yeah, Seattle U is utilizing their speed right there and also taking advantage of the poor shot selection from ACU. If you take poor shots, it's going to be long rebounds, transition offense the other way.
Igiehan will face up and fire and hit.
And again, at that size and frame and strength, and he can finish inside, but also turn around with that face-up jumper.
Those are the type of shots and bench production that the Wildcats will need down this postseason stretch. The miss here from Tyson, that'll stop a 6 out of last 7 stretch for the Red Hawks. And now a whistle, and Tyson caught hanging on to the waist of Madden. And he's got his first. Deldry Carr, Jeff Malum, and Jason Garrettson are our 3-man officiating crew.
Great footwork right there from AD and Gahan. That face-up jumper one-on-one. And ACU is going to have to try and match Seattle U's pace here a little bit. They're playing a little bit of a faster pace. ACU likes to slow it down a little bit in the half court, run their options, see what happens with the actions.
JV Seat has checked in for the first time, number 0. Ashea Panja also in, number 1 for the Red Hawks. Madden a step back. And Simmons, another opportunity here for the Wildcats. JV Seat led the Wildcats in scoring up in Seattle, but only 9 points. That was a night to forget for the Wildcats. Seattle U just absolutely dominated. Now a whistle and a charge call on Simmons. Panja takes the charge. And for Arion Simmons, that's foul number 2.
Yeah, you see there right on that second power dribble heading in. You see that little lean in with the shoulder and heading in a little bit for the chest of his defender. And Arion Simmons, again, like you said, Andy, his last week here in the purple and white at home in Moody Coliseum. It's very crazy to say that. What a legacy Hall of Fame career he's had here with ACU.
Schumacher a step, works the pick and roll. Williamson the finish. Chance for a 3-point play. Schumacher in the air forever before he finally lets that pass go, and a great finish by Williamson.
And
they're laying the foul on the backside.
Yeah, Andy, and see, at this offense, Seattle U, they're always doing something. They may be running the pick and roll, but someone's going to be cutting from behind. ACU is going to have to figure out, okay, help the helper, right? If I'm defending out here in the perimeter, who's going to get my back? And that's really going to have to come down to their defensive strategy here to defend this hot Seattle U offense.
Just like that, the lead has swelled up to 9, the largest it's been tonight. Anticipate extended minutes here for Cam Steele with Simmons with the 2 fouls. McLean rattles out. Riley a touch, skip pass stolen by Madden. He's got the trail, McLean. And Hunter Jack, a look at a 3. Well, the home rim just unkind to ACU the last few trips.
Yeah, that's the 3rd straight shot where ACU is just in and out.
Christopoulos falling out, missed it, and Madden called on the foul. Seattle U offense, 7 of their last 9. Make a highlight reel too. The Redhawks, they've got a 9-point lead.
WAC Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. WAC Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
Doctors and nurses are the foundation of healthcare, but it takes people from all different backgrounds, experiences, and education with unique talents and skills to fulfill our mission of providing high-quality healthcare, emphasizing excellence and compassion consistent with the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. Join our team of educators, nurses, accountants, pharmacists, environmental service techs, transporters, and more. Be part of something that matters. Be part of the mission. Apply today at hendrickhealth.org/careers.
And back to Abilene, Seattle U, an early 9-point lead, 11:31 still left here in the first half. Joseph, we've been talking about WAC Vegas. It's next week. Of course, the standings are the top 8 teams that get into WAC Vegas, but once those 8 teams are established, it comes down to WAC resume seeding. Seattle U's 4th in the standings, but WAC resume seeding, they are 3rd. They're pretty much guaranteed a first-round bye. For ACU, they can tie for 4th place as far as standings are concerned, but because of the resume seeding, which is strength of schedule and success against that schedule, ACU will finish 5 through 8, and they'll have to win 4 in Las Vegas next week.
And you think, Andy, from a basketball perspective, does it really change your strategy and outlook? I would argue it really, really doesn't, as we see a jump ball there. But again, this is the 2nd year that the WAC has this in place, and from a basketball perspective, all these programs are used to it. Before it used to be home and away, now it's a round robin schedule. It's very interesting to see how it's going to play out here come next week.
Grand Canyon will be the 1 seed. Tarleton will be the 2 seed. Even if Tarleton jumps Grand Canyon in the standings this week, which they can do, but Grand Canyon's overall resume, wins like versus San Diego State in the non-conference, etc., have the Lopes as the number 1 seed next week. Tarleton will be the number 2. Against Seattle U, trails UT Arlington in the standings, and UTA actually beat Seattle both times. However, because of Seattle U's overall strength of schedule and resume, they currently sit in the 3rd place spot. The 3 and the 4 will get a first-round bye nonetheless. 5 through 8 will play their first game on Wednesday. Here's Yanni Rivera, shot on the left side. The freshman out of Puerto Rico, he's been playing big the last few games. He's got his first 2 off the bench.
Yeah, Coach Chandler just said it best. He's a hooper. He's fundamentally sound, he's poised, he's mature. As a young guy here for ACU, future's bright.
Stops the scoring drought of 2.5 minutes. Foul here called.
And now for the red box is number 5, covering Tyson, back in for the Wildcats. Number 3, Leo.
Wildcats team fouls starting to add up. They're already at 5 team fouls. Starting to see the depth of these two benches and the second wind here for many of the starters coming back in. Nasir Negru, the backup point guard, make his first appearance. He wears number 10, sophomore out of New Orleans. First break for McLean tonight. Dawson cut off, 8 on the shot clock. Pass deflected. Tyson shot fake. Just 3 on the clock, doesn't see it, turns it over. Good defensive possession there by the Wildcats.
Yeah, ACU needs this to turn defense into offense.
Diva back in. Ollie did not play up in Seattle. The foot injury cost him 2 games. He'll turn it over here on the baseline. Only a little bit of a slow start tonight, has yet to score in 8 minutes.
Yeah, driving baseline, and you know Seattle U is going to help because there's nowhere to pass, nowhere to jump stop and, you know, stop your dribble. And so the only way you're going to go is out of bounds. And ACU is going to have to figure out, be disciplined here in their shot selection and how they're going to handle their offense.
Schumacher in the paint. Christopoulos off to a nice start. He's got 5. He and Chatfield lead the way 5 apiece. Halfway through the first half. And DeGrew a steal. Numbers for the Wildcats. And a foul out in the open floor. Christopoulos the foul. Wildcats had numbers. Christopoulos decides to foul out in the open floor.
Yeah, another great defensive stop here for ACU, intercepting the pass, going coast to coast, and again, Seattle used smart foul there to force ACU to score. Nice transition where they're great at, but scoring the half court.
ACU just 5 of 14 from the floor thus far, 36%. DeGrew, his first jumper, and DeGrew. Nice little mid-range jumper.
Yeah, just a very patient player. He knows the shot's coming. He knows he can score and make plays for others.
Right back the other way, Chatfield, great position. One dribble and a hop, finishes with the left hand. Chatfield, who just averages 9.5, already with 7 tonight. Betty all with position. Little baby hook with the right hand.
And he's going to answer right back. You're going to go one-on-one against me in the post. I'm going to take you one-on-one against on my side of the court. Just a great job right there from Betty. All footwork, strength, size, frame, can do it all.
Playing so well in this 6-game win streak. Just shy of 13 points a game. Last week, the career high 23 versus Southern Utah, 17 versus Utah Tech. Christopoulos mid-range. Rivera by himself after the defensive board. Chance to get this back to 1 possession. Steele works the baseline. Kicks out DeGrew, a look at a 3. Tyson coming the other way. He'll work the right side. Rajkovic, number 21. Tyson with the left hand. Cam Tyson, the 3rd leading scorer in the WAC. He's got 5.
Yeah, just not going to give up. If he's wanting to drive, he's wanting to score, he's not leaving until he puts the ball in the basket.
2-time first-team All-WAC already. Preseason first-team All-WAC this year, and I think he's earned the right to be on the postseason at the end of the year. First-team All-WAC as well. Bettiol, reverse, got it.
And he's getting hot here at the right time. Leo Bettiol right in that career high from last game at 23. Just keep feeding him the basketball there in the low block.
I tell you, Leo, all year long, you can just see how much more fluid he is from the beginning of the year. Under control. He'll play defense here. Foul on Chatfield. Free throws coming after our timeout. 7:05 left in the first half. Seattle U hanging on to a 5-point lead. WAC basketball on ESPN+. Back to Abilene. It's been a points in the paint type of game thus far, Joseph, as Seattle U 16 of their 24.
We're
Down
playing
inside.
Yeah, Andy, we're playing some old school basketball. Not the type that I usually like to play. It's threes, layups, transitions, alley-oops, but we're playing a little bit of old school here, a little bit of a ground and pound action here on the hardwood. And for ACU, what does this mean? Again, you can defend well in the perimeter. We've seen that with some intercepted passes from Hunter Jack Madden and, you know, Cameron Steele and kind of helping the helper. But when you're defending one-on-one inside, that's going to be the key for the rest of this game. Seattle U's got it, and you've got to stop them where they're at.
Chatfield hits the first out of the timeout. Seattle U finishing up the regular season here in Texas. Here in Abilene tonight, they'll be at Tarleton and Stephenville on Saturday. It's about an hour and 45-minute bus ride between the two. That's where they will be. Of course, ACU here at home this week. Seattle U tonight. Utah Valley is here Saturday to wrap up the regular season. As the Red Hawks will finish in the top 4. They'll get that first round bye. They won't have to play until Thursday in Vegas. Good chance they'll go straight to Las Vegas when they leave Stephenville. ACU's plans are set. They'll make their way to Las Vegas on Monday night after practicing here in Abilene. Bettiol, another baby hook on the baseline. Leo's got 8.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and keep feeding him the basketball. I mean, it's basketball one-on-one. Just continue to feed the hot hand. It hasn't missed a shot.
Tyson on the other end, well off, Diva aboard. It's been a 5-point or more spread here for a good course of 6 or 8 minutes. Seattle's been out in front. Their largest lead has been 9. Bettiol 4 for 4. He works with Williamson on the inside. Still trying to feed him. 8 on the clock for McLean. And now Williamson caught with a reach around. Here's the last look at Leo's last shot. 4 for 4 from the field. That baby hook looks good.
Yeah, great positioning right here. Just a turnaround with a reverse pivot. Not fighting the defense, but it don't matter. Leo has got that nice hook. He can do it from inside the 2 and then go out to 5 feet. And I mean, he does a great job of that hook, and that's kind of his signature shot right there. I think one day he'll develop the sky hook and turn into Kareem.
Deba a touch on the inbound. Ollie has his first 2 tonight. Team leader in scoring at 15.5, good enough for 7th in the conference. Did not play up in Seattle due to a foot injury. But it's been absolutely on fire here as of late. 17 a game in this 6-game win streak. Dawson back in. Will give to Riley, who's also back in. Now Williamson and Tyson, shot fake. Kick, shot. After the buzzer, it's a shot clock violation.
This is ACU basketball right here. This has been the identity for this program for years and years and years, and this is the fundamental, this is the essential part, the foundation of their success over these past couple of games. Just a great replay right there from our ACUTV crew out there in the studio, in the control room. Again, ACU doing the little things. It's not flashy. It's not going to put you on social media. It's not going to put you on SportsCenter, again, like ACU was on a couple of weeks ago, but they're doing all the right things to be successful in Vegas.
Tyson right in front of us, almost had the steal right back. That was turnover number 5 on the shot clock violation.
I think he wanted to be on camera. I think he wanted the suit and tie. Say, I'll trade you, man. I can score some buckets. Maybe not at his level, but I can get a couple points or so.
I just closed my eyes and hope for the best on that deal.
Hey, man, I would have saved you. You know, I would have put myself out there.
I appreciate that. Chance to tie with a 3. McLean, he'll shot fake. He'll pull it from 15. And last touch by Iggy Ahan on its way out. And I heard you say you had some alley-oops earlier. I don't believe that either.
Hey, all I'll say is I'm definitely, you know, a JJ Redick on and off the court, right? Off the court, what we're doing right now here on the mic, and on the court, you know, you just never know. I could catch a lob, I can make a half-court shot or two, and I don't know, man. I'm a jack of all trades.
Okay, I'm going to trust you on that. There's Schumacher, a step on Madden. finishes with the right hand. Schumacher at 13.5 a game. He's still perfect from the floor here in the early going.
Yeah, this 4-minute offensive stretch is going to be very important for ACU. See how they can kind of get back to momentum.
Diva blocked by Williamson. Diva tried to go reverse there. I think he could have stayed on the left side. Now the other end. Dawson a finish. Chance to go to the line, get the old-fashioned three.
Well, in less than a minute, Andy, we've seen the great athleticism that the Redhawks have. They put that on display. Transition offense and defense is utilizing their size and frame from protecting the rim and scoring on the other end. ACU is going to have to figure out how they can match here because it's kind of the contrast of styles between fast and patient. And so far, Seattle U's winning with the speed.
McLean his second foul. DeGrew will run the point. Simmons is back in for the first time after an extended stretch with 2 early fouls. But he is checked back in. Betty all a breather. Madden a quick trigger. Schumacher has the board. And just when ACU got back to 1 possession, Seattle U on this mini 4-0 run, and they've got it back out to 7. Holding ACU at arm's length. Schumacher works the baseline. Great pass, Chatfield though blocked, but a foul call. More free throws coming here for Seattle U. Redhawks, they've been on top for a while. They've got the 7-point lead here under 4 timeout in Abilene.
We have a media timeout on the floor.
Hey, coming up at the half here on ESPN Plus. Daisy Strine will talk to Brett Tanner as the Wildcats make their way back to the locker room. And then Roman Raffelli, Matthew Dela Cruz, they'll be upstairs with your halftime report, first half stats and highlights. All before the second half, it's Roman and Matthew upstairs coming up here at the half. 30-23, Seattle U on top. Be at the free throw line. Good first half here for Chatfield. More free throws coming. Seattle U 4 of 5 from the line here in the first half. 57% from the floor. ACU right now 10 of 23, 43%. It kind of tells the story here in the first 16 minutes of this one.
Yeah, Andy, and when it seems like the Wildcats are getting something going, stringing a lot of buckets along, and just seems it's a turnover, it's a bad shot, and then Seattle U just takes it and converts on the other end. It comes down to those self-inflicted wounds, right? And if ACU can clean those up, you can extend this win streak to 7. If not, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Coach Victor always with a great game plan. I'll tell you, impressive first 2 years for Coach Victor. Now you can make it 3 years. And as the interim head coach 2 years ago, Seattle tied for first in the WAC, 23-9 record. ACU did beat Seattle U in the WAC tournament 2 years ago. In the semifinals, ACU then lost to New Mexico State in the WAC championship game. Last year, Seattle U goes 20-12. They finished 4th place in the conference. Lost to Grand Canyon. But trying to get to 20 wins for the 3rd consecutive year under Coach Victor. Currently at 18-11. DeGrew runs the point. Madden back to DeGrew. Debo with 5 on the shot clock. Goes to work versus Ponja. Contact, no whistle. Here come the Redhawks.
Yeah, ACU really wanted the call there.
Dawson a drive. Works on DeGrew, too strong. Chatfield another offensive board. Now Dawson a drive to Chatfield. Tried to go back to Dawson, 1 too many passes. And the Wildcats have the steal. A little too pass happy on that drive, on that possession. See if Betty all gets a touch. There it is on the right block. Up and good. Chance for a 3-point play. Leo's working hard down on the inside. He's rewarded. An Entry pass with good position. Chance for a three-point play.
He must be listening to our broadcast, Andy, hearing the play call that you mentioned. Again, Leo Bettiol feeding the hot hand. Seattle U still defending him one-on-one there in the post. It's only a matter of time before they start double-teaming him, and then it's going to put the pressure on his other teammates to make some shots on the perimeter. But what a night so far for Leo. Just a great job.
ACU's first miss from the line as Bettiol leaves it short. Critical 2.5 minutes here. Seattle U 6-point lead. Dawson runs the show, works pick and roll with Williamson. Christopoulos works through a double team. DeGrew picks his pocket. DeGrew to try to finish. Up and under. He'll finish with the Euro step. Defense to offense, one of our keys to the game tonight.
And they're checking that box. And when you need some intensity, you need some energy, you need a spark plug off the bench, you look at number 10, just doing a great job at turning defense into offense. That's the Wildcat way.
Panja, right side it goes. Riley. 8 on the clock here for Dawson. Williamson in the corner. Extra pass again, it's a turnover. Turnover number 8 for the Redhawks here in the first half. Few possessions here, just I feel like a little too pass happy. Just they've had some looks at jumpers, just haven't taken them. Steele, a chance for a three. And now a timeout here for Coach Victor and the Redhawks. 31-27. Starting to feel a little momentum here for ACU, and it's really started on the defensive end.
You're absolutely right, Andy. When things aren't really going well offensively, and again, you only have Leo Bettiol kind of doing the work down low and nothing really going out there on the perimeter. You're forcing turnovers on defense. It's the Wildcat way. It's the identity. It's the brand for head coach Brett Tanner's defensive coverage and strategy here. They're getting the job done. They just got to keep rolling. First half not over yet. We'll see what they can do against these hot Redhawks.
Leo Bettiol in double figures. He has 10 points. Chatfield also with 10 points. It's been a game of the bigs, as we've discussed, as points in the paint starting to add up for both teams, 20 apiece. Seattle U still hanging on to the 4-point lead, but it's been a 2.5-minute scoring drought, as you can see. Neither team shooting the three very well. Seattle had 2 makes early before the under-16 timeout. ACU just 1 of 7 from deep tonight. Little zone look here for the Wildcats out of the timeout. Schumacher, long jumper. Bettiol's got the board. Little change of defense there and creates the long jump shot that falls out.
Yeah, it's a chess match, and for Seattle U out of that timeout, you're not expecting ACU to go into a zone. Great job there, great play call from Tanner.
McLean back in with the 2 fouls. Entry pass, tough catch for Madden, he can't make it. It's a turnover on the baseline. Just the 4th turnover. McLean back out, DeGrew back in. Defense for offense. Don't want McLean to get that 3rd foul here in the last 38 seconds.
Yeah, and that's something that Seattle U should definitely look to take advantage of, is continuing to be aggressive, driving into the paint to put ACU's bench in jeopardy and picking up some more fouls.
Schumacher will run some shot clock, about an 8-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. And now Madden steal, chance to run. Diva with Christopoulos, foul in the open floor. It's the 2nd time Christopoulos has done it out in the open floor. This time, I think he's been caught with an intentional foul. It's the 2nd time that John Christopoulos, with ACU in transition after a steal, has fouled in the open floor. The first time they just called a personal foul. This time they caught him for the intentional.
Yeah, it was clear as day. Just great job right there from our officiating crew. And again, just another chance for ACU to kind of extend this momentum out on the defensive end. And got to convert here at the charity stripe.
So now with the Diva free throws and then possession, ACU can get this thing back to even, although Diva misses the first. Got the second one to roll in. Brett Tanner wants a timeout here in the first half. Last possession with 18.6 left. And I tell you can just feel the postseason vibes here in the building already. It's been a defensive battle, really, and that's what you need when postseason play starts rolling around. You got to screw down the screws defensively.
Yeah, and those are always the difference makers, especially we're in the month of March, and we're about to, these teams head to Vegas next week, and then, of course, the national tournament the week after. And again, it comes down to the half-court defense, and ACU winning especially at that, cooling down the Seattle U offense, which, like you said, Andy, a little too pass-happy, not taking the shots. And you look at number 5 for Seattle U, Cameron Tyson, he's usually the guy that says, hey, we need a basket, we're in a drought, just give me the ball, watch me go to work. It's been a little bit of an odd stretch lately, but still, they're up 3, they're putting the pressure on ACU.
Shot clock is off, final possession of the first half. Seattle U has led by as many as 9 here in the first half. ACU a chance to get within 1 or tie with a deep 3. Deba will attack. Out to DeGrew. His first three-point make of the year. Nasir DeGrew has tied us here at the break. Halfway through, it's Seattle U 31. They'll call it a 2. Seattle U 31 and ACU 30. But the 9-point deficit is down to 1 here at the break. Brett Tanner is courtside with Daisy Strine. Daisy, it's all yours.
Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
I wasn't real happy with our offensive execution. I thought we were shooting the ball too quick. We talked about making them guard us, and we didn't do a very good job of that. We did a much better job in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, though.
Leo's leading with points right now. What are your thoughts on his game so far?
He's doing okay, but he's got a rebound for us. You know, I think that's one of the things we're going to talk about at halftime. We have, I don't know how many second chance opportunities we've gotten. Probably 0. He's got to start going to the offensive glass.
Thanks, Coach. Andy, back to you.
Daisy, Coach, thanks. Seattle U 31, ACU 30 here at the break. Roman and Matthew, they're upstairs with your halftime report. WAC basketball on ESPN+.
Hello and welcome inside Moody Coliseum on the 3rd floor broadcasting booth. I'm Matthew Dela Cruz alongside Roman Raffelli. Roman, that was a crazy first half. What did you see?
Well, the thing I saw most was ACU's defense standing up to the Seattle University high-scoring offense. This is an offense we saw score 99 points against Washington, and it was going to be a tall task for them, but they've stood their ground, down only 1 point at half. This is a big game for them to turn it into. Obviously,
ACU forcing 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes of that second half, helping them go on a 7-0 run over the last 2:37. Brandon Chatfield has been a problem for ACU to stop, 10 points already. Obviously, Seattle University, 20 points in the paint, same thing for the Wildcats. Roman, what did you see out of Leonardo Bedial's performance in that first half and Nasir DeGrew?
Yeah, DeGrew was huge off the bench. I mean, those 2 steals were massive, both led to points. But Bedial and Chatfield have been going at it in the paint on both sides. Leonardo Bedial shooting 5 for 5. That's a big first half for him. And that's going to be the matchup to watch down the stretch here. Schumacher's had a good game, but Tyson has not. He's been pretty irrelevant. So to see this Bedial-Chatfield matchup down the stretch is going to be big for both teams.
Only 2 points for Cameron Tyson so far. Seattle University has done a great job of pushing the floor, giving up no middle defensively, only forcing to the sideline. They have played a good game defensively. Number 14 in the country in three-point percentage on defense, holding teams to just under 30%, which is a great number for the Seattle team, something they lacked a season ago. Roman, this is a big game for ACU. How do you think that this game will affect their resume seeding in the WAC for the tournament?
Well, like we've seen, they're pretty locked into where they're at. They can't break the top 4, or it's very unlikely that they can break the top 4 and get a bye. So this is just kind of fighting to get to 5, because if they can get to 5, they'll avoid playing the 1 seed for a long time, or at least through the WAC tournament. So they'll be able to kind of just make their schedule easier despite where they're at currently.
Obviously, we see Grand Canyon at the top of that conference, followed closely by Tarleton, Seattle, then UT Arlington, then Stephen F. Austin. Grand Canyon had a strong win versus SFA on their senior night just a week ago. ACU 6-game winning streak in the WAC. They have a big game here coming up on Saturday to hopefully win over Utah Valley, who's one spot ahead of them. A lot is happening in the WAC conference. Things are heating up, and it can only get more exciting from here.
Yeah, March is here, and March is full of madness. It's not just the tournament in Vegas, so exciting stretch for the Wildcats.
For more on ACU and on Kavion McLean, we send it out to a feature with our own Daisy Strine.
And McLean a three, right side.
I had a big year. I had a decent year last year, and Coach Crash came to a couple of games, and we started building a relationship. And then when I came on my visit here, it felt like home. It was a Christian environment. I wanted to get closer to God, so I chose ACU.
Starting out with your JUCO experience onto D1, what has that transition been like for you to a bigger school, bigger environment?
It's been rough. It was a rough start, I say. Really just finding my way, because I was enjoying the moment instead of just actually embracing the moment. I was more so just enjoying it, just going through it. And now I found my way, get more comfortable to be myself.
What's your relationship like with your teammates and your head coach, Brett Tanner?
I love those guys, I ain't gonna lie. My team is everything. I mean, the relationships we done build with us traveling, going to Germany and stuff like that, we done build good, tight relationships to help us on the court. We like brothers. So, and then with Coach T, man, it's hard to say with Coach T. Like, I love that guy. Like, he changed my life, I say that, because I wasn't a D1 guy to a lot of coaches, but Coach T really believed in me, gave me the opportunity. So I just thank him every day for it.
McLean a triple. Wildcats lead with 50 seconds left. Kavion McLean.
Last Saturday, you guys had a big game, a lot of crowd involvement. How does that impact you as a player on game days when you have your crowd behind you?
The crowd brings a lot of energy. It helps us to add just more juice from just playing. I mean, we bounce off each other, we bounce energy off each other, but as long as the crowd is there and they loud and stuff like that, it gives us an extra boost on the court. So it was good to have some fans in there for sure.
What do you want your legacy to be here at ACU when you leave?
When I leave, I just want to get my name on the wall. I mean, we got a good wall in there, and there's some great players. I just hope I be on that wall somewhere, and hope I be in the record books. I'm trying to. That's my goal.
Start the second half here at Moody Coliseum. You'll see a change on the scoreboard. We are tied at 31 as we get ready to start half number 2. The officials looked at Nasir DeGrew's shot right there at the buzzer. They did determine it was a 3, his first of the season to tie us at 31. But this has been a big man's game tonight. Chatfield with 10 for Seattle, Bettiol with 10 for ACU. The big man playing well. 20 minutes down, 20 to go, nothing decided tonight.
What a great game tonight here, and it's an old school type of affair here. Again, Leo Bettiol just doing what he does best, hasn't missed a shot. Nasir DeGrew, 6 points, 2 steals. ACU is getting back into their foundational identity of turning defense into offense, and that's why we got a tie ball game here to start off the second half. Seattle U, a little bit of a 2, like you were mentioning earlier, Andy, a little bit too pass happy, not taking ownership of their shot selection, a little bit of a scoring drought over the past 3.5 minutes. They look to kind of bounce back from that. It's going to be an exciting second half here at Moody Coliseum.
Points in the paint are square at 20 apiece. Seattle U does lead the rebounding category at 18 to 10, and you heard Brett Tanner talk about we have to rebound the basketball better than what we did. Even a chance to brag on Leo Bettiol. His first comment was, Leo's got to own the paint on the boards a little bit better. We'll see how that plays out in the second half. Schumacher had 6 in the first half for the Red Hawks. Tyson and Christopoulos both with 5. The first 2, though, of the second half go the way of the Wildcats.
Kind of like how we started the first half for ACU, is putting Hunter Jack Madden up on the board early.
And right back the other way, two-handed flush, Kobe Williamson. Williamson has 5. For the Wildcats, Madden now with 5. DeGrew is up to 7, again with the change from the 2-point to the 3-point shot. DeGrew with 7 there in that first half. Simmons limited minutes due to foul trouble. He's fouled here himself. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Joseph, here's a look at that 3 again to Sear DeGrew right at the end of the first half. That was updated to a 3-point shot.
Yeah, Ali Diba driving baseline, finding Nasir DeGrew wide open. And you can see, is that right foot on the line? Is it a 3? No, and it's a 3, and they ruled it right. Again, just a fantastic game. First 3 of the year. The confidence, the intensity that he brings on the defensive end is a huge asset here for the Wildcats.
Simmons, the 5th-year senior, Little Rock, Arkansas, his 152nd game in a Wildcat uniform. His 3rd point tonight. He's 3 points shy now of 1,400 in his career. Some of those have been exciting buckets over the last 5 years. Schumacher with a step on McLean. Kavion has 2 fouls. As to Simmons. Simmons now the steal. Diba run out. And he'll throw it down with the right hand. Ali Diba, how do you do?
Hello, number 24, and that's the way to get the crowd excited here in Moody Coliseum. Start off the second half right.
ACU largest lead of the night here at 3. Schumacher leads it short. Diba the board. Just the best energy ACU's had all night. Madden a look at a 3. Schumacher by himself on the backside. Both teams now over 50% shooting after slow starts. Seattle U 13 of 25, ACU 15 of 30. Tyson a look at a 3. And a foul here call on Chatfield. Check out Ali Diba. Great outlet pass by Simmons. Diba the flush.
Yeah, that was a touchdown play. That was right on the money. Ali Diba, coast to coast. That's the highlight reel to add for him in ACU. Just a fantastic outlet pass, fantastic finish. Ali Diba, one of the best scorers not only here in the purple and white, but in the entire Western Athletic Conference. He proved it there on that slam.
Simmons backdoor cut this time. Tough catch. It goes off Diba's leg. It's a turnover. Both teams taking care of the basketball pretty well. That's just the 5th turnover by ACU. Seattle U is at 10. The Redhawks average just 13 a game, so they take care of the basketball well. See if Tyson gets some looks here. He has it stripped away here, 2-on-1. McLean lost it. Schumacher back in defense. Entry pass, Chatfield off the mark. Wildcat defense. Another takeaway. Diba step through. Williamson a nice challenge. And Christopoulos a run out. Nobody picks up Williamson. Madden pokes it out of his hands. 3 consecutive possessions now with turnovers.
Yeah, and then now ACU just got to convert, keep this momentum, turning defense into offense. Seattle U still in that quiet spell.
Simmons a step on Williamson. Missed the shot. Bettiol. McLean a triple. All the way down, falls out. Well, this place was ready to explode.
Yeah. And all the shots that Kavion McLean has taken here tonight, in and out. But he still brings that intensity and that energy on both ends, not fazed by that, and still picking up here from 94 feet, his man.
Great pace to the first 3.5 of the second half. Williamson a touch right side. Tyson, who just has 5 tonight, 3rd leading scorer in the WAC. Schumacher works on McLean. Contact, offensive foul. McLean takes the charge.
Right here, trying for the pull-up jumper. That's a no-no, Andy. You can't extend that forearm and that elbow, especially. Great call right there from our officiating crew.
Harris Dawson is back in for Seattle U. Iggy Ahan back on the floor for ACU. Seattle U, 5 turnovers in the last 3 minutes. McLean will work on Dawson. Dawson the better. Shot clock did not reset. Madden with a screen. 8 on the clock. Steal a 3. Can steal the senior. It's a 6-point lead.
It was only a matter of time before Cameron Steele's going to knock one down. Reliable, poised, leader. He brings a swagger out here for ACU, does a great job.
Chris Victor does not want to wait until the under-16 media timeout. He wants to go ahead and take it. Wildcats, their largest lead tonight. They lead by 6. WAC basketball on Thursday night, ESPN+. Cameron Steele, the 3-point shot to take us to a timeout. Chris Victor did not want to wait any longer as Cam Steele makes the triple. Wildcats have a 6-point lead.
Yeah, you see here off the screen and roll, Cameron Steele just doing a great job moving without the basketball, and it's going to reward you with those high efficient, high great opportunities. And Cameron Steele can stretch and space the floor at his size and frame, can protect the rim, especially when you're paired up with Aiden Yehan. And just a perfect example, Andy, of, Coach, what do you need me to do? And he's done that all throughout his ASU career. And just, again, very interesting to kind of end off his purple and white ACU legacy here this weekend and kind of keeping that momentum here for ACU. Defense and offense, that's been the story of the game as we see Seattle U, that scoring drought. They're going to have to do something about it quick.
It's a 9-3 start. Check that, an 8-2 start as we were tied at 31 at the break. Here's a whistle, Iggy Ahan the foul. Seattle U going back inside to Chatfield, who was highly effective in that first half with 10 points. 3 of 4 shooting, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Now the media timeout, under 16 we go. ACU hanging on to that 6-point lead here in Abilene. Back to Moody Coliseum, Abilene, Texas. ACU the 6-point lead at 39-33. Andy Penny alongside Joseph Chapa. Hey, the entire WAC conference schedule is in the state of Texas tonight as we look around the WAC. Southern Utah is at SFA. Utah Tech still trying to get to WAC Vegas. They're UTRGV tonight. CBU at UT Arlington. Utah Valley is at Tarleton, the final week here of the regular season. And some teams still trying to make their way to Las Vegas. Utah Tech in that 9 spot. Cal Baptist really struggling as of late, but they're still in the 8th place spot at 8-10. SFA, CBU at 8-10. Utah Tech has to win both this week to get to 8 and 12, and they'll need some help. Of course, Utah Tech and Tarleton are both ineligible for the NCAA tournament this year, but they can still play in Las Vegas at the WAC tournament. As here's a foul. Tyson a drive to the bucket. Free throws coming for the Red Hawks. Foul on Madden, that's his second.
Yeah, give the ball to Tyson, great job driving off the triple threat right there, drawing some contact, and this is a way for Seattle U to get back into the points column here on the scoreboard, to get something going offensively.
And Joseph, we mentioned WAC Vegas. Of course, Tarleton ineligible for the NCAA tournament. They will be in Las Vegas as the 2 seed next week. That actually plays in the favor of Grand Canyon. If Tarleton were to win the WAC tournament, because of the WAC resume seeding and the way the tournament is set up, if Tarleton were to win the tournament and eligible for the NCAA tournament, then Grand Canyon would receive the automatic bid with the highest percentage in the resume, as Diva gets a step and finishes at the rim. It's a unique setup.
Yeah.
But Grand Canyon, the beneficiary of the setup, they've played great all year long. Let's not take anything away from 26-4 Grand Canyon. As here's an alley-oop and a big flush. Riley got a backdoor screen and finished at the rim.
Yeah, that's one way to kind of get back into this ball game here offensively with some firepower, just doing things the right way. Seattle U, an alley-oop. See, I knew an alley-oop was going to come here eventually throughout the game.
That's the third of its kind for the Redhawks tonight. Rim shakers in Abilene. Deba with 7 on the clock. Bettiol back on the floor, goes to work. A foul on the floor, Chatfield.
Fouls on the Redhawks, number 25.
Again, the backdoor cut and a great finish there by Riley.
Yeah, just there, wide open on an island, and do it with some style points off the alley-oop, but just a great job, great pass there. Seattle U kind of getting the gears and the wheels turning here. ACU is kind of going to have to keep up what they're doing, especially defensively. 14 forced turnovers here tonight. Doing a great job.
Madden off the inbound, leaves it short, tapped out back into the hands of Hunter Jack. 41-37, Wildcats by 4. Williamson a nice defend, another offensive board. Third chance. Madden gets a step. Finishes around Tyson.
Well, that's what Coach Channer wanted here in the second half. Crash the offensive glass. We need second chance points, and you got 3 offensive rebounds off that trip. Great job right there from the Wildcats.
Schumacher a step on McLean. Kavion let him go with 2 fouls. Schumacher finishes. He's got 8.
Yeah, it seems like the Redhawks kind of just shook off their drought here a little bit, kind of getting back into their usual self. ACU's going to have to be alert.
The starting 5 on the floor here for the Wildcats. Critical minutes. Deba works on Christopoulos. Bettiol. Whistle. Williamson a foul.
Fouls on the Redhawks, number 33, Cody Williams.
Yeah, driving baseline here, sees a nice window to finish. Again, our impact player here doing a nice job of being that 3-level scorer that he is. Inside, mid-range, and out in the 3, scoring on all 3 levels here for the purple and white.
Impact players tonight, Madden and Tyson, with similar stat lines, both with 7 points. ACU the 4-point lead. DeGrew played big in the first half. He's back on the floor. Simmons, mismatch with Riley, and he finishes. Arion's got 5. It's his first field goal of the night. Largest lead for ACU. They matched it. Tyson, I thought he was about to get away with the step. He did not. Travel on the Redhawks. Turnover number 15 by the visitors. It'll take us to our timeout. Get big, Arion Simmons. Wildcats by 6. 45-39, Wildcats the 6-point lead. Bettiol the only Wildcat still in double figures with 10. DeGrew 7, Madden 7, Deba with 7. Chatfield still the only Redhawk in double figures with 10. Schumacher's up to 8. Tyson has 7, 5 apiece for Christopoulos and for Williamson. Seattle U still over 50% shooting, but just 29 field goal attempts in 28 plus minutes of action.
Yeah, versus ACU's 41, and that's just, again, turning defense into offense, extra possessions.
Redhawks will ramp up some defense in the half court. Simmons going downhill, can't finish. Bettiol, the tip, left it off the rim. Redhawks will get the board. Schumacher a little slow to pop up, as is Riley. Both a little slow to pop up. Oh, Riley got his leg caught up underneath, and Simmons a dive for the basketball. Everybody's back on their feet. $15 turnovers for Seattle U. Part of the reason only 29 field goal attempts. Christopoulos a look at a 3. Redhawks 2 of 7 from deep. They hit both of those threes, I think, Joseph, in the first few possessions tonight.
Yeah, and ACU is just not having their way with the rim, Andy, just going in and out. But Seattle U slowly getting back here into this game.
Schumacher post up to Grew, left it short. Both teams trying to catch that second wind here in the second half. Possessions are a little more strategic. Extra pass, Madden, the three. Get it!
Yeah, in the first half, the question was, when he feed it down low to Leo, Bediol, it's only a matter of time before the double team comes, and you're going to have someone open the perimeter. That was it right there.
His 60th three of the year, Hunter Jack Madden to lead the team. Now a reach in. And Madden a foul. A little foul trouble now, and that's his third. 3 on one end offensively, a 3 on the other end, his third foul. And Yanni Rivera will come in and replace him.
Yeah, especially heading in later towards the rest of this game here in regulation. ACU gotta stay disciplined, gotta stay controlled here with those fouls.
Chatfield a handoff, Christopoulos. Gets under the basket. DeGrew almost another steal. 3 on the clock. Christopoulos a 3 right side.
Yeah, great shot right there, hand in the face. Arion Simmons running at you with the shot contest, and Seattle U slowly but surely getting into this.
40% three-point shooter, John Christopoulos, his second triple tonight. Back down to 6. Each team is led by as many as 9. Diva missed it. Hustle, rebound, Simmons, whistle, I believe a jump ball called, and it is. Check out John Christopoulos staying with it as the shot clock runs down.
Yeah, what a shot too, and maintaining your shooting form when you have a defender flying right at you. And just a great job right there from Seattle U. Again, a team that can score inside and out. Very good perimeter scoring team.
Too high screen, Schumacher going right. Christopoulos another look, mid-range this time. Not many second chance opportunities tonight. Matter of fact, just 2 second chance points, for both teams. 2 second chance points. It's been one and done majority of the night. DeGrew gets a step, left the shot short. Bediol aboard, Dawson strips it away. Chance to run here for the Redhawks. Schumacher, hesitation step. Riley a touch, works on DeGrew. Back to Schumacher. And whistle on the inside, it will stay here with the Redhawks. It's on Bediol. That's his second. Foul trouble, not a huge problem for either team. Chatfield's the only Red Hawk with 3. Simmons has 3. Madden, Igiehan also have 3. But here we are at 8.5 minutes. I wouldn't call that foul trouble necessarily. Yeah. Something to keep an eye on. Another lob, Chatfield. Riley saves it in, but right to Diva. Got away with the travel earlier in the possession. And turns it over here.
Yeah, ACU here in the half court. Got to convert something.
Bediol works with Chatfield. Double team comes. Extra pass, Diva. How many shots have we seen rattle around that rim and fall out? Christopoulos a step, and the strong finish. Double figures for Christopoulos, he's got 10.
Yeah, great finisher, especially in traffic and hand in his space. And that's just a sign of a great scorer and shot maker.
Wildcats winners of 6 in a row. Redhawks 4 of their last 5. Postseason feel here in Abilene. 7.5 left. Diva a step. Chatfield contest. Diva finishes. Boy, Brett Tanner won in the end one. Where's the whistle? Nonetheless, Diva the finish.
He's such an acrobatic and such creative finisher at his size and length, and he utilizes it to his best.
Riley has it poked away. It will stay with the Red Hawks. Under 8 timeout in Abilene. Wildcats, Ali Diva, they've got a 6-point lead. Like basketball on ESPN+.
It's 50-44 here in Moody Coliseum. Let's take a look at Leo Bedial. At halftime, Coach Brett Tanner said he wants to see Leo get more rebounds in the second half, and he has done exactly that. He's leading the team tonight with 8 rebounds and 10 points with a double-double. Speaking of that, he just had back-to-back double-doubles versus both Utah Tech and Utah Valley just last week. He's on fire here towards the end of the season and heading into the tournament next week. Andy, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Daisy. Leo has just made such an impact in the 6-game winning streak. Gets caught in the middle of the paint here. Chatfield, his first bucket in a long time. Team leader in points with 12, but he scored the majority of those in the first 10 minutes. It's a 4-point Wildcat lead. 6:45 left. Steele able to knock it off Williamson, but a nice save by Chatfield. Tyson, who's been quiet tonight, a step back. And Williamson caught up over the back of Bedial.
Yeah, ACU, Andy, has done a fantastic job keeping Cameron Tyson, our impact player, quiet here tonight. You see a little bit of a step back. That's kind of his trademark here, out there on the perimeter towards the weak side of the court. But ACU, again, and also going back to Leo Bedial, it kind of sets the stage of what the expectations are, right? You know, hey, this is what Leo does on a nightly basis. We just need him to crash the glass a little more. That friendly challenge is certainly great here for him.
Seattle U still leads the rebounding category by 4, but it was up double digits early. Madden tries to get the foul, not called. 4-on-4 up the floor. Tyson a step. And Tyson's got it back in the paint. The floater, back rim. Just 2 for 8 tonight from the field for Cameron Tyson, 7 points. Simmons lost it, and turnover number 9.
And now we're just here in this kind of back and forth stretch here before we kind of head towards the final minutes of regulation. You see here the 16 turnovers to 9, and kind of the tail of the tape here in the second half for Seattle U. It's these self-inflicted wounds. It's kind of the opposite in the first half, and kind of the two teams kind of traded styles a little bit.
Tyson another look, free throw line, got this one to go. Looks like the game plan here the last few possessions have been get the ball into Cameron Tyson's hands.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do here if you're head coach Chris Victor.
McLean, a one-handed floater.
And Coach Tanner, Andy, said heading into this game, he's getting comfortable as being our play caller here at the point guard, and especially with that floater, really a signature shot.
Williamson, a pick and roll, too strong, a flush. Shea Riley, second dunk tonight.
Yeah, just an incredible finish there. The size and athleticism with Seattle U.
Ball's loose on the far sideline. It will stay with the Wildcats. Check out Shea Riley crashing the board.
Well, here catching there on the roll, there on the double team, and just kind of the cleanup there, flying high for that hook back finish. It was a fantastic finish there from him against ACU.
A whistle and a reach here on Riley. Team foul number 7. The Wildcats in the bonus. Hunter Jack Madden to the line.
At the CCSB's charity stripe shooting the 1-on-1 will be number 21, Hunter Jack Madden.
So Madden to the stripe, 81% free throw shooter. In double figures tonight with 10 points, his 20th double figure game of the year. Brett Tanner always cool and calm. Look at him.
He's in spring break mode, man. He's ready to go to Vegas.
How I bet his spring break mode and our spring break mode are a little bit different.
Yeah, it's intensity and just kind of going on vacation. But again, just the streak that they're having and the night that they're having is, again, all fueled by him and his leadership and confidence and faith that he instills into his program. And we're seeing the fruits of that labor here.
3-point game, 4.5 to go. Schumacher has it deflected. Turnover number 17. I'm not sure if Bettiol got a hand on that or if it was just a bad pass. Might have been deflected. Madden, a quick three, left it short. Simmons, an offensive board. It's been a tough night for Arion, but he finds a way to produce. He's got 7.
Look at that, Andy. 34 points in the paint each. And, you know, this is 2024, but we're playing like we're in the early 2000s.
Riley, top of the key. Hands it off, Tyson. Step back, 18-footer. Got it. Cameron Tyson getting hot.
Yeah, spectacular shot creator, hand in the face. Really not a high percentage look, but with number 5, anything's high percentage.
Every possession that much more critical with 3:15 left. Simmons will pull from 3. And a chance to get within 1 or tie here on this possession for the Red Hawks as we go under 3 minutes. Schumacher, a spin, foul, free throws coming for the senior Alex Schumacher. Don't go anywhere, 3 minutes to go, nothing decided yet. Wildcats a 3-point lead. (55-52) Wildcats with 3 minutes remaining here in Abilene. The final week of the regular season. ACU will finish on the home floor on Saturday afternoon. Utah Valley will be here. Of course, the Wolverines are in the 5th place spot starting tonight at 9-9. ACU also at 9-9. So the regular season will come to an end on Saturday with those 2 teams on the floor. Still work to do here on a Thursday night, Joseph. It's been a great one tonight.
Yeah, and what a great season it's been here at home in Moody Coliseum for ACU. What a great basketball season it's been here with ACUTV, just getting better and better each year and just calling great games with great people like you, Andy. And we're not done yet. 3 minutes left here in an action-tight game here on Thursday night.
Schumacher a chance to be the 4th Red Hawk in double figures. And he's there. Chatfield 12, Tyson 11, Christopoulos 10, and now Schumacher 10.
Well, here you go. Grab the popcorn because these 2 teams, it's a chess match now.
McLean is back in. He'll work pick and roll Bettiol. 10 on the clock, Simmons. Leo will work with Chatfield. The double team comes. Leo steps through, lost it. Simmons the miss. Shot clock resets. Bettiol can't finish. It will stay with the Wildcats. I bet this will get a look.
Yeah, they're banking on a call here. They're wanting something.
The official on the baseline had a hard time deciding. He asked for help. And the possession will stay with Seattle. Or check that, it will stay with ACU. Shot clock is reset, 20 on the clock.
Yeah, you see Leo Bettiol here just wanting to go to the free throw line and just needing a call here and seeing how that kind of changes up their game plan.
Madden into the paint. Pass stolen by Williamson. Chance to take the lead for the Red Hawks. Tyson a pull. Gets his own. Entry pass deflected. 13 on the clock.
Yeah, this is very crucial right here, Andy. Cameron Tyson, you know he's got that quick trigger, rightfully so, because he's 3rd in the conference in scoring with 18 points per game, but You score here, get the lead back. ACU trying to answer, not getting calls their way. I mean, man, this is really, really close. This is a chess match.
We've only been tied 3 times tonight. We've only had 2 lead changes. Seattle U led the majority of the first half. We were tied at the break. ACU's led the majority of the second half. Tyson trying to get it back, and he will. Redhawks lead with 1:50 to go.
And does it where he operates best, and that's off the dribble in the mid-range. And again, he's not afraid to put the ball on the floor against anyone. He proved it there.
Diba to try to get it back from the free throw line. Wildcats lead.
He's physical, he's aggressive, but he's got a nice touch around the rim.
Ollie's the third Wildcat in double figures. Schumacher strong. Bettiol another board to add to his double-double. 10 points, 13 rebounds.
Coach Tanner challenges him. He says, you know, you got a great game, but I need you to crash the glass, and he has certainly answered the call here against this red-hot Seattle U team. And we see here, Andy, back to Ali Diba, one-on-one. Nice touch around the rim with that floater, taking a page out of his teammates Kavion McLean's playbook, and kind of that nice little runner and floater there at the top of the key. And man, Andy, what a game we've got here.
And I would think out of this timeout, you'll see Diba get a chance to create from the top of the key. Shooters at the wings, McLean and Madden, and then post play down on the baseline and on the blocks with Simmons and Bettiol. Diba 11, Madden 11, Bettiol with 10. DeGrew and Simmons with 7 apiece.
I mean, this lineup right here, Andy, just gives you so many options if you're head coach Brett Tanner. I'm very interested to see what he's going to call.
McLean a too-high screen. And now Diba a touch, top of the key. Foul call as Madden makes the catch. Tyson the foul, he disagrees. It's his third and free throws for Hunter Jack Madden.
All game long, ACU has been waiting for that whistle to blow more consistently to get them to the foul line. They kept chipping away, kept knocking at the door to get to the free throw line. They answered, you gotta convert here and get another stop on defense.
Front side good, he'll get the backside. Not many free throws tonight. Seattle has shot 11. This Madden free throw will be the Wildcats' 11. Three-point game. 6-game winning streak for the Wildcats. 4 of the last 5 for the Redhawks. Minutes ago in Abilene. Schumacher right side. Tyson will square it up. Bettiol a box out and another board. Seattle U can still play out this possession. We'll see if they do. They'll extend defense. Madden into the front court. And a Brett Tanner timeout with 41.3 left. Wants to make the substitution change, get his point guard, Kavion McLean, out on the floor.
Yeah, right here off of the stagger screen action, you get it to your best player here. Nice shot, he's made them before, didn't get it to fall. And who's gonna get the rebound for ACU? Has Leo Bettiol crashing the glass and being the anchor on the rebounding column there. And again, like you said, Andy, Seattle U's got some options to work with, but ACU's got to protect that basketball.
I would anticipate the same. I would think Diba a touch, top of the key. McLean was checking in. I don't know if he was substituting in for DeGrew. Coach Tanner might leave both point guards on the floor at this point with 41.3 left.
Yeah, you need some ball handlers out here just to protect the basketball, see what happens on the under end, and something's going to come from the perimeter from Seattle U. So you got some great ball stoppers there, but I mean, I 100% agree with you, Andy. Something's going to come out of here in this play call to Ali Diba or Leo Bettiol, or a combination of the two. Again, this lineup that the Wildcats here have out on the floor has been their #1 lineup here tonight, arguably their #1 lineup all throughout the season. And you just have so many options to work with and so many ways to get to the hoop, and we'll see what happens.
McLean did check in for DeGrew. Dawson is also in for Seattle U. 18 on the shot clock, 41.3 to go. Wildcat 3-point lead. Diva to inbound. Redhawks will play it out defensively. Diva with 8 to work with. Simmons, extra pass, McLean. 6-point lead with 21.8 left. Kavion McLean makes it a 2-possession game. Schumacher finishes on the other end and a chance for an and one. And a chance to make it back to a 1-possession game.
Well,
he did it versus Grand Canyon. He does it tonight versus Seattle U.
Yeah, Andy, well, let's go back to how this Moody Coliseum crowd got rocking here. That's Kavion McLean, wide open bucket. And on the other end, Andy, Seattle U, what they do best is responding, answering back. Man, this is one game, man. Right here, nice scoop and score here for Seattle U.
1-possession game with 15.5 left. Diva ahead of the defense. He'll dribble it out. Tyson the foul. Diva had to make the decision there. Do I make it a 2-possession game or do I run clock? He decides to run clock. Still the chance to make it a 2-possession game, this time from the free throw line.
Yeah, and you choose that because in the scenario where you just get blocked or you miss the layup or something were to happen, and just a great decision there.
Schumacher again down 6, able to get to the rim in a hurry and finish at the glass. Gets the and one. And it makes it back to a 3-point game. No quit tonight from the Redhawks as Chris Victor calls the timeout. Wants to talk offensive strategy after the free throws here from Diva. But how about Kavion McLean? Again, it was just 10 days ago versus Grand Canyon in the clutch. He made a 3 from the left wing. Tonight it's from the right corner. Kavion playing big there at the point guard spot.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to what Coach Chandler said heading into this game, heading into kind of the stretch that we're at. He's comfortable now. He's the new point guard here for the Wildcats, and in his first year, he's settled. He's comfortable. He can run the offense the right and the left way. He can do it all, and filling the shoes of a Damian Daniels, did it the right way, and you see it there, just the celebration and the smile on his face, leading the way for his Wildcats. And again, yeah, like you said, Andy, it's going to be interesting to see how Seattle U responds here offensively after these free throws.
It is still 1-and-1 bonus on team foul number 9. The 75% free throw shooter has made it a 2-possession game. ACU is 3-9 in conference 3.5 weeks ago. Brett Tanner told assistant coach John Trilly to make our reservations in Las Vegas when they were 3-9 in conference. The Wildcats have responded with 6 in a row, and they're 10 seconds away from 7 in a row. Two for 2 trip, it's a 5-point game. Schumacher fires right side. Betty all the board. ACU at 10-9 in conference play. Impressive performance tonight as the Wildcats extend the winning streak to 7 and hand Seattle U the loss tonight. Your final score from Abilene, it's ACU 64, Seattle U 59. ACU back to even on the overall standings at 15-15, 10-9 in conference. Seattle U 18-12, 11-8 in the WAC. Joseph, impressive performance here on the home floor tonight.
And Andy, I mean, it all again starts with the confidence and the belief that this Abilene Christian team has in themselves. It translates to the offensive execution. It goes back to their defensive identity. They've done all the right things. They're heading into WAC Vegas with momentum. They still got 1 game left. It's not over yet, but they've done all the right things, and it's very exciting.
10 points, 15 rebounds for Leo Bettiol tonight. He is courtside with Daisy Stride. Daisy, it's all yours.
Thanks, Andy. Leo, this is your 7th win in a row. What are your thoughts after this game?
I would just say we definitely needed this win. We played a pretty bad game over there, so they definitely owed us one. And I don't know, we won 7 in a row. Let's make it eighth and go to Vegas.
This is your third double-double in a row on today's game. What is it about the postseason that really just gets you going?
I don't really know. Probably my family, the team, all of the people around me, the people that love me.
Thanks, Leo. Congratulations. Matthew, we'll send it up to you.
Welcome back atop Moody Coliseum. I'm Matthew Delacruz alongside Roman Raffelli. Roman, that was an electric finish. Leonardo Bedial, 10 points, 15 rebounds. He was the difference maker in this one. Roman, what did you see going down the stretch?
Well, we came into it saying, and especially at halftime, this is going to be a defense versus offensive thing. Seattle, super good team offensively. ACU focused on defense, trying to force turnovers, get the ball, and get in transition, and they did that tonight. Phenomenal team effort. Hunter Jack Madden had 13 points, and Leonardo Bedial with another double-double. Huge performance, and one that's definitely going to propel them into Saturday's matchup with Utah Valley.
Seattle University came into this matchup averaging 74 points per game. ACU forcing 17 turnovers in that matchup, 14 points off turnovers, and that was the difference maker. Coach Tanner came into this game saying defense is going to be a key. This is an electric offense. They score 74 a game like we mentioned earlier, and ACU made the difference.
Yeah, and I mean, especially through the middle part of that second half, Seattle's bench really came into place, getting some good key buckets to kind of stop momentum, get their ball rolling, and ACU just responded. The Kavion McLean 3 with 22 seconds left was a huge play that just showed that this team can fight and they can respond and they can win games when they really need to.
4 seniors in that starting lineup for ACU. They showed their seniority there, and like you said, Hunter Jack Madden, 13 points. Ali Deba, 13 points. Leonardo Bedial, 10 points. Kavion McLean, 7 points. Those are your team leaders. That's exactly what Coach Tanner wants to see out of his leaders on the game. Obviously, we see Brandon Chatfield, 12 points there, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double. Big game for both teams. For resume seeding, Roman, what does this mean for ACU?
Well, it gives them a legitimate chance at that 5 seed to hopefully have that easier stretch because they can't break the top 4, so it's just a matter of who they're going to play and the strength of schedule that they're going to face in that WAC tournament.
Big win for ACU. The night belongs to them. It's going to be a crazy night here in Abilene. To wrap things up, we're just going to send it down to Andy Penny. Andy?
Matthew, Roman, great job. Joseph, 7 in a row for the ACU Wildcats. Impressive performance on their home floor tonight.
What a time to be a Wildcat fan. Rolling the right way. One more game before Vegas. They're doing all the right things, Andy.
64-59, our final score. Joseph, great job. Look forward to doing it down the road again. Hey, this has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live. They're archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, for Joseph Chapa, Daisy Stride, Roman Raffelli, Matthew Delacruz, and the whole crew led by Hutton Harris, I'm Andy Penny saying so long, take care, good night from Abilene, Texas.